Hey, Mike. Everyone's not here yet. Jordan's here. Happy Monday. Yep, yep. I have to check the auction. Hold on. Auction. I was getting ready for the live stream. Hey, Ross. Getting ready for the live stream. Forgot to check the auction. I need to put the likes on everything. Let me see. Where's my glasses? I can't see where my glasses are without my glasses. I got my spare glasses. All right, let's see. Who else is here? Danny's here. Hey, Jim Cooper, Jordan, Mike Mason, Bill Hansen. Hey, Kimosabe. You guys are funny. Funny. All right, so yeah, get your jokes ready. If you got your jokes, get them ready. Let's see. Someone says they need to buy car parts, so they won't be participating in the auction. Othello, hey, hello. Othello Perello, is that your real name? That's pretty cool. It rhymes. I like things that rhyme. You will notice in the videos. Let's see. Yeah, we got some activity that I didn't see. I was actually taking a nap just before this. Who else we got? Othello is Nick. Perello is the last name. I see. Yeah, this is just basically question and answer. There's no napping on the live streams on during the auction and on Fridays. The Wednesday live stream has napping, even though I posted a little point. I posted a point in the thumbnail. There's no napping today. Just showing off stuff, I guess. Yeah, I like this one. Let's see. Let me see what I almost done here. Hold on. Okay. All right. So what do we talk about today? Any major questions, comments, or complaints? I'm up for all three. Yes. Mike Tufts. New sign in the window. Yeah. How do I know there's a new sign? I don't know. I need to put a box behind this that's lit because you can see through it. Yeah. I had one I was getting ready to do it, but I ran out of time. I had this box made up so that I can, cut a hole in the front of the box, stick this on here, and then put a lamp behind it. Yeah, but for now, we'll just let the window light it up. That's courtesy of Harley or Smallzilla, as he's known on the comment sections. Jordan says, I remember you mentioning you enjoy instrumental music. A good instrumental band is Explosions in the Sky. All righty, I'll check it out. Mike Mason says, I was thinking you should face the sign out the window so everyone knows. Yeah. James Blackman, did you ever have any luck making a fish hook? Yeah, I've made fish hooks. I just haven't done any on video. Yeah, they're pretty easy to make. It's just I'm assuming you're meaning out of stone. Yeah, easy peasy. The thing is, doing them on video without breaking them is the hard part. Yeah, because I'm distracted during videos when I'm making stuff. So it's unless I'm doing something that I've done hundreds and hundreds of times, it takes me a lot more concentration to make it. And when that happens, I break it usually. So I end up deleting the videos. But yeah, I can make a fish hook on video. The thing is, have I had success in actually using a stone fish hook? I haven't tried it yet. Um, Mike Mason asks, "What band makes poor music?" A rubber band. Ralph, hey. Mhm. And I've got a fish hook on video, right? You just look up Jack Crafty fish hook, right? Stone fish hook I made on video. Let's see. Maybe you didn't know about that one. Let's see if I can find it myself. If I can spell it, I can find it. The problem is spelling it. And I'm fighting against spell check also. Yeah. Jack Crafty fish hook. Flintknapping my first fish hook. Uh, Video 1538. 1538. And you can see it. Nope. It sneaks. Uh, let's see if I can get it to where I can position it so it won't sneak in. Nah, it won't do it. All right. So let's see. Hey, lots of people all of a sudden. Red Eyed Patriot. Guess who's got two thumbs and's gonna be a grandfather again? Tommy Taylor made it. James Blackman. I found some epoxy resin from Women's Corning. Jermaine, hey, Jim Cooper, ever mess around with blade cores? I've been watching these guys from Europe make these massive blades off of huge chunks of flint. I've messed around, yeah, but haven't done a video on it. I don't like that style of napping. It's one of those tedious, very boring, very methodical type of nappings, in my opinion. So I haven't delved into it. And I just tell people, yeah, go look at the European guys if you want to know how that's done. I mean, what can I tell you? It's just I'm just gonna look exactly the same as they do, except I won't be making blades as good as they do. But everything looks exactly the same. The angles are all the same. Everything's the same except little minor tweaks to get these long blades. I can get the same exact equipment, same material, same positioning, same everything, 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 and I won't get them like they do because the small tweaks are not there. What is the plaque underneath on air? It says, "How do I know?" I don't know. Made by Smallzilla in the comment section. Yeah. Owens Corning, it naps like obsidian. I'll send you some. All right. Owens Corning casserole dish. Mike Tuff says some of them guys in the way they put the Blake or between something something and strike towards themselves, they better not miss. Oh yeah, they put the workpiece or the core on their lap and they're striking towards themselves. So they have to watch that they don't hit too hard or they don't miss. Yeah, that is true. If someone doesn't know what we're talking about, as far as the European guys making these blade cores, just let me know, and I'll try to find the video, and then I'll tell you what to type in so you can find it. Beryl Borsey, gemstones and jewels. Da, 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 number one green. I think we have a I think we have someone selling something here. Bill Taylor says, pretty much missed you, but I just got here. Yeah, well, you're not that late. Um, yeah, we got a bunch of time left. Yamaha biker. Hey, I remember when you were just starting out, Jack. Nice to see where you are now. Awesome. Yeah, I started out a long time ago. and yeah, looking back, I look back at some of my old videos once in a while, and they're kind of cringy. But that's when I was just barely starting out, and napping was more like a distraction and a hobby. Uh, During my depression, I was highly depressed during that time. Let's see, and working full time, and with all the kids at home, and marriage troubles. It wasn't good at all. Let's see. R. Snyder says, "Love those signs. Don't forget to hit the like button." He says, "Yes, yes, Ralph. Yeah, we need more likes. We only got 9 likes." Let's see what else we got here. Depression. I wouldn't know anything about that at all, says Red Eyed Patriot. Yeah, I ended up getting uh, put on medication for a year. Yeah, um, and let's see. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's a generic version of Prozac, right? They started off with a little bit, and they increased it, and nothing happened. And they increased it some more, nothing happened. So they kept increasing it. Finally, after they increased it quite a bit. It started kicking in. I said, "Whoa, I can think differently now. I don't have to pay attention to every single little thing that I think of, and I don't have the same kind of anxiety." So that changed my whole outlook in life, and I haven't had medication since then at all. So I do recommend it as long as you're able to deal with some of the side effects. Luckily, that kind of antidepressant doesn't have many side effects. Uh, Fluoxetine, right? Is that what it's called? Anyway, Norton says, new subscriber, been binge watching. Do you sell auction raw chunks of rock? No, but you can go to Danny Collins's website, uh, flintknappingtraditions.com. That's where I've been pointing everybody because he's got a very good inventory at reasonable prices. I don't want to be a rock seller. I could if I put my mind to it, I could sell rocks too, but that's not what I want to focus on. Yeah. But yeah, I can point you to rock sellers. It depends on what you want. If you go on Facebook and look, if you're good at searching, you can find rock sellers and stuff on Facebook. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll point you to it. Point you to some sellers. Red-eyed Patriot says day 5 of Hep C meds and it's giving me insomnia. Yeah, they actually gave me sleeping pills too when I went to see a psychiatrist. Uh, but I couldn't stand those. I was on those for like 2 weeks, and the first 2 nights it worked okay, but then after a while it started to make me feel even worse. The sleeping pills gave me insomnia instead of helping me with insomnia. Let's see. Jim Cooper says, I just picked up an interesting archaeology study on Pacific Northwest Asian prehistory. Cool. Now, you picked up the interesting archaeology study uh, on the interwebs. Did you have to pay for it? Last time I was looking at an interesting study, it said it cost me $30 if I wanted to download it. I said, nah, it's okay. Mike Mason says, why won't skeletons fight each other? Hmm, they don't have the guts. Yamaha Biker says, yeah, fluoxetine is the generic. Yeah. They put me on that pretty high dose for about a year. It took about 6 months for me to start seeing the difference in the way I was thinking. And then after I got used to not having to pay attention to everything that was giving me anxiety, it just changed my whole outlook. I said, man, I don't have to pay attention to this, and the world doesn't collapse. If you ignore the stuff where you can't control or stuff that possibly might happen, your life doesn't collapse. And if you don't get angry at certain things that you thought you should get angry at just on principle, your world doesn't collapse. It was amazing. Yeah. Let's see. I want Flint. I'm in Idaho. Jim Cooper says, yeah, what part of Idaho? Let people know where you are if you want materials and stuff. Yeah. That way people can get a hold of you. And Jim's a very generous guy. I will vouch for Jim Cooper. Jordan says, what part do you get? Whoa. What do you get when you mix a brown chicken and a brown cow? Brown chicken, brown cow? That's the answer is brown chicken, brown cow. I don't know. Someone explain that one to me. I don't get it. Someone has to explain these. All right, let's see. Ask for Corn is here. I agree. I like the tools I just got from him. It messed up the dang spring on the Nachomatic on day one. Uh-oh. Yeah, I messed up one of the springs on the Nachomatic also on one of mine. Yeah. I bent it in a U shape. I bent it by accident and I couldn't straighten back out. Yeah. What did I do with that one? I think I still have it just sitting there all bent out of shape. Uh, Jim says, no, I found it a used bookstore for a couple of bucks. Oh, dang it. That's good. Yeah. Very good. A couple dollars beats $35 any day. Let's see. Mike says, I made a tea from lavender, chamomile, yarrow, and vanilla once. Honey for a sweetener. I was out 20 minutes after drinking it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would be out too, but I can just have the sweetener and that'll knock me out. If I want to go to sleep at night, I just eat sugar and it knocks me out. But then in the morning, I'm all bloated, and that day I gain weight the following day. So if I do that every night, I would gain about 5 pounds a week, every week, and it's cumulative. Yeah. Jim Main says, I read an article on Ishi. It said they had to be introduced by another Yahi. Uh, so he said he had no name. I see. Ishi means in his language, Ishi means man in his language. Yeah. I've never heard this, but found it interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I heard that story too, where in the Yahi culture, you need to be introduced by your name. You don't introduce yourself. You have someone else introduces you and then tells them your name. You don't introduce yourself. Let's see. What is this? PB the book? What is PB? Yeah, don't put abbreviations in the comment section because I'm gonna think it's peanut butter. PB for me, if I see that, it means peanut butter. I don't know what that means. PB. As for corn, it's an inflection thing, like bow chicka bow wow. But brown chicken, brown cow. Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, I don't get those inflection things either. That stuff goes over my head too. I'm glad you pointed that out. I am very glad you pointed that out because I would have been lost for days if someone would have said, no, you said that wrong. You said it wrong, so get it right. Come on, you can get it. You can do it. You can do it. I won't be able to do it. Let's see. R. Snyder, Norton Snake. Uh, Norton, you're close to some great obsidian out there in Idaho. There's some great West Coasters that should be here soon. Yeah, we got lots of guys here that have access to stone and obsidian. Ahab the fisherman. Hello. I'm stuck back in the 80s. Let's see. Um, Let me see. My sugar is beer. Yeah, that does it to me too. If I drink a beer at night, I'll fall asleep easy. But then, like I said, it shifts my metabolism to not burning any more fat. So then I start putting on fat. Yeah. But yeah, it knocks me out. I go to sleep easy with sugar or alcohol. Um, Norton says, I like obsidian. I used to live in Oregon, but flint is such a beautiful stone. I can't get it here. Yeah. And obsidian does get a little boring if you've only have a few types to work with. You can get obsidian burnout and glass burnout. Um, Chert burnout, I haven't heard that too much. People do get burnt out on chert though. Like I got burnt out on Georgetown. I do not like it anymore. If I don't have to work with it, I will not. If I have to, okay. Someone comes up to me at a nap and can you see? Can you let me see how you work this? And I go, yeah, okay. I mean, right now, okay, yeah. So I'll do it, but that's the only way I'll do it these days, or on video. Mhm. Let's see. Uh, Norton says, I'm working on some little chunks of sea blue obsidian that I accidentally broke. Sea blue obsidian? Where'd you get that? Jesse, hey, you're not late. And Doghouse is here. Fermented sugar is much better. Yeah. I know what you mean by that. Let's see. Jim says, not uncommon. Both the towns I live near are university towns and several private archaeology firms. So it's not terribly uncommon to find studies like that, sometimes for free at the recycling book bin. Oh, dang. Can't get any better than free. They give away books here in town, in the town where I live in Vermont. Uh, they give away books and they have stuff at the library for free. But I mean, you just walk downtown and sometimes you can see a bookshelf outside of a shop or a store full of free books that say it has a sign, take one, it's free. But they're usually just romance novels. Yeah. As for Corn says, yeah, there's a lot of neat cultural rules with Indian names, like who can speak the name of a dead person, and names change throughout your life depending upon the person's actions or traits. Yeah. Ralph says, Norton, Danny Collins from Flintknapping Traditions was selling some beautiful root beer chert, very translucent stuff. Oh, yeah. Keith Ricketts, I'm sure I missed the sweat stage, but I'm here now. You didn't miss it. No, we haven't gotten into anything deep yet. Not yet. Let's see. As for corn, the book I read on Crazy Horse covered a lot of that stuff. Let's see. Ralph says, hey, Keith. Alan Cole's here. Let's see. He says, I'm up a little early before work. Patrick is on air, so don't forget to smash the like button. Thornton says, oh, dang, root beer is nice. Yeah. Root beer is making a big comeback because Danny's is got his hands on a bunch. Yeah, so I'm seeing other nappers use it too. Yeah. Translucent stuff is nice. Always nice. Let's see. I do have some root beer. I got a light so I can show some translucency. Let's see if I can find something. Let's see if I can sneak this in. Yeah, there you go. That's root beer chert. Yeah. It looks similar to Knife River. chert. Someone remind me where it comes from. I think it's North Dakota or South Dakota. Hold on a second. Hold on. We'll get there. This is Knife River, which is similar looking. Okay, so these are very similar looking cherts, but they're from completely different areas of the country. They nap very similarly also. Okay. I got confused between those two when I first started napping. Yeah, back when pterodactyls were still around. That kind of thing. Back when petrified wood was starting to get formed. Yeah. Let's see. What did I miss? As for Corin says, Pat, regarding paying for studies being a pain in the butt, I wrote down a website that Curtis told me about the other day where there is a bunch of that stuff archived and free. Hmm. Curtis from Kurt's Church. As for Corin says, it beats using Google Scholar and paying. Yeah. I'll give you the site when I finish driving home. All right, cool. Yeah. Let me know. It's always good to have references. Although, I never share the studies online, but I mean in videos. But maybe I could start videos or start doing videos where I'm reading studies. That would be cool. Hey, it's that guy that stutters a lot. He's reading stuff online, and I'm getting all messed up. Yeah, I know I'm going to get that kind of reaction. Does he agree with the study or does he not agree? He's reading it just for information or because he believes it. Yeah. I don't want to have to get into a conversation where I have to say, I'm just reading it for your information. And yeah, I might agree. I might not agree. If you ask me when I agree, I might not tell you. I might highlight what I agree with. I might criticize it, but that just takes extra time. Yeah. But I was thinking of doing that. I was thinking of, the popularity of videos that just are reading for sleep or whatever are, you know, very popular. I was thinking, yeah, I can get lots of views if I read. But reading for me, as you will find out as you keep watching, is an uphill battle. So the more I read, the worse I get. You think I'm bad at reading comments now? Just wait till the end of the stream. Yeah, it gets pretty bad. Let's see. Jim says, Norton, if you can go into Montana, lots of good stone. Use the rock hounding guides. They often talk of nappable stones. Yellowstone River has great agate if you've got a saw and can heat treat it. And by a saw, it means a stone cutting saw, which is not something you think like a cutting with it by hand or like a tile saw. No, a stone cutting saw is a relatively large piece of equipment and expensive, in case you don't know. I didn't know what a stone cutting saw was when I first started, or when I was new, or before I could think about where these slabs were coming from. How do these guys do these slabs of stone? Well, it's a pretty massive investment into getting these stone cutting saws, in case you don't know. Or Ralph says, Root Beer, Knife River, and Georgia Flint River is all translucent and nice. Oh, yeah. Alan says, Ralph, I have to work graveyard, so it's going to be a long night. Oh, dang. Norton says, I can heat treat it. I geeked out on blacksmithing long before Flintknapping. I do need to get over to Montana one day. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. Norton says in CDA, unfortunately. What is CDA? I'm being nosy on your conversation here. As for Corn says, I wouldn't worry about that reaction. I'm sure you've noticed we had a corpse doing the State of the Union until recently. Yeah, I worry too much. Mike says, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It's a reading test. How much reading would a woodchuck read if a woodchuck could read? Read. Okay. Still makes a handheld stone cutter, stone saw. I need to see that. I've seen the handheld concrete saws, but not one for stone. Jim Cooper says, Norton, I live about an hour and a half of you near Moscow. Alan says, I have to use telepathy to ask the woodchuck. That's funny. You're not going to get much out of the woodchuck if you ask, even if you have telepathy. I guarantee. The only thing on his mind is, okay, food, 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 food. Where's the food? I've watched the woodchucks. The only thing they have on their mind is, what was that? What was that? It says food. What was that? What was that? Oh, this is food. And they're just munching around on stuff. Woodchucks are cool. Keith says, Mike Tufts, that's a hard one. Mike says, wait till I do the Sally by the seashore collecting seashells. Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to trip me up already. You guys are trying to trip me up already. CDA is Curdialine. I don't know how to pronounce that. See, when I see French words, I have to type it into Google Translate and then hit the speech button so I can hear what it sounds like in French, and then I can say it. I don't know what that means. Telling me that CDA is something in French is still not, it's not helping at all. I don't get it. Alan Cole says, A plus, Patrick, you passed the reading test. Yeah, well, we'll see. Give me the test later on. Mike Tuff says he didn't even slip reading it. No, because that one was the easy one. I could see I could see what it was before I even finished it. Yeah. Let's see. Ask for corn. Turns out they crap a chucking wood, too oddly enough. You guys write funny. That trips me up worse than anything else. Jesse says, on your last video, I got a kick out of the put the flake back on the step and you shot the step off. Made my day. Made my day when you did funny voice. You said, don't leave it. That's what mine looks like. Yeah, I've had comments like that from people watching me nap at nap-ins. How are you gonna get rid of that? Just let me see, because that's what mine look like. I don't want mine to look like that. And I'm making a silly voice, but you know what I mean? People say, hey, can you show me how to remove this? And they hand me a stack of step fractures on this one side. And it's got not only a stack, but a turtleback and then a stack. And so I said, oh, that's not too bad. I'll just wipe out the turtleback and everything goes with it. Really? You can do that? Yeah. Let's see. So I proceed to show, and they're like, oh, I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. How does that happen? I didn't even know physics covered such phenomenon. Yeah. Let's see. Alan says Peter Piper might be PG-13. Yeah, try to keep it family friendly. Jesse says, I laugh so hard. Norton, haven't visited Moscow yet. They're talking about North Dakota or South Dakota or Minnesota or something. Don Reed says, hey, Don, I like French fries too. That was a random comment. Let's see. As for Corn says, yeah, could be worse. Could have a lisp. Wonder who the a-hole was that put the S in the word lisp. Yeah, lissop. What is the word lissop? Did you mean it? Okay, there you go. It's spell checker put the O in the lissop. And some jerk put S in the word lisp. Yes, I know. Shinbone, hey, how's it going? Hey, brother. Hey, hey. Still loving to watch you remove the debris from around the arrowhead. That's a good way of putting it. Knapping is the removal of debris around the arrowhead. There you go. JF Baird, hello, everybody. Hey. Keith says, wait, comment, read left. Wait, comment, read left to Flint, Shoe, Gabblehorn, Snickerdoodle. Okay. Now you're getting into the kind of humor that is very familiar to me. Yes, yes. Alan says, you said you have too much obsidian to go through in the auction video. Really? Yeah, I've got a lot of obsidian left over, lots of flakes. And I still got nodules, rock to point obsidian nodules. Yeah. Um, I got about 4 or 5 more rock to point obsidian nodules I want to do. And I got a bunch of flakes. I got like 20 pounds of flakes or more, maybe 30 pounds. But they're small flakes. They're not big spalls. I tend to sell all the bigger flakes and keep the little ones. Once in a while, I'll sell a box of the small flakes. Jim Cooper says, uh, Coeur d'Alene is pronounced Coeur d'Alene. It's a large city in Idaho where Norton lives. Oh, I see. I live not too far away from there. Oh, okay, I get you. Coeur d'Alene. Okay, that's how we pronounce it. I don't think the French pronounce it that way. Ralph says step fractures are steppy. Oh yes. Alan Cole says maybe I'll just send a medium box if you want. You can send any kind of box you want. Yeah, just because let's see. Uh, let's see. What do I have for obsidian? I still need to nap a bunch of that. I still need to nap that pink lady obsidian. I've been saving all that, and I need to make an arrowhead for a friend of mine out of that stuff. And I need to nap more of that on video. I just didn't want to mess it up on video. I hate to break those points that are made of nice fancy stuff. But yeah, if you want to send something, I am all in. Aspercorn says, let's see, Alan, that LMAO, that was funny. Had to start saying the rhyme to get it. Yeah. Pickled peckers. Aspercorn, you snuck that in there. Don Reed says, I think your pig lamp moved a few minutes ago. Oh, dang. It might have. Hmm. If it moves, just tell it to look away. Yeah. I don't like it watching me. Tell it to look somewhere else. Yeah. Right now it's pointed toward me. Tell it to go the other way. Yeah. Sputter's here. Yay, what's up? You like the new sign? Yeah. Smallzilla made that on his 3D printer. Yeah. It is cool. Ralph says, oh, yes, Don, never noticed that pig lamp before. You haven't noticed it yet? Man. Keith says, I'll be here all night. Yeah. More jokes. Yes, yes. Please. Alan says, I'll wait for my camping trip so I can include fir resin. Oh, okay. Awesome. Fir resin, or I'm looking for spruce resin. I'm going to make some spruce gum this year. I think I know where there's some spruce on the trail. But around here, the trees never leak a lot of resin. They're all clean. Even the pine trees, there's no leakage at all from any of them. And I looked. I'll have to start scouring the trees myself, see if I can get any of them to yield up some of their resin. Sam's here. Hello. Blessings to y'all from Tennessee, newbie. Mike Mason. Oof, I just remembered. Sorry the hides aren't something in the mail yet. Okay. Stuck in bed with the sciatica nerve issue. Yeah, no worries. Sciatica's bad. Make sure you don't abuse yourself because that stuff can get really bad. John Reed, I swear it was facing the other way. Oh, yeah. Well, I did turn it facing this way. Well, it was a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Mhm. But you can tell it to turn the other way around and see if it does it. Yeah, New Hampshire piggy. I wish it was. Well, I might have bought it in New Hampshire. See, that's a lamp left over from my stepmom. She liked those, and it's got a rooster on top. There's a little rooster on top of there. See that? No, you can't see it. Where? Yeah, little a piglet at the bottom and a rooster on top. And I gave away a lot of her other rooster ornaments that were around the house. She had like four of them. And then there's bird stuff. Um, she had a let's see. It was mainly roosters. She had a stuffed rooster, like a stuffed animal thing, but it it looked better. It wasn't furry. And then she had some like ceramic statues of roosters and a wood rooster, and then some duck stuff in here. I gave all that stuff away. Yeah, but I kept the lamp because I thought that was cool. Let's see. Ralph says that's an idea. Trained pig that digs out arrowheads. Yeah, that'd be awesome if you could train a pig to do that. They dig out truffles and stuff like that. They'll sniff out all kinds of stuff. Ed Gould is here. You guys are going to keep the auction alive? I got lots of bills this next month. And the good news is I'm going to be a great grandfather for the first time. Yay, congratulations. I'm going to be a grandfather for the first time in April, end of April. Yeah. First grandchild is going to be a boy. Ah, yeah. Mike Mason says, Patrick just moved it with his mind, practicing for mind napping. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Make videos. If you get to that point where you can do mind napping, make some videos, you know, right next to the videos where they do the mind napping of bending spoons and stuff. Do some mind napping. Jesse says, your pattern analysis point you just made, wowza. Guessing big bucks in the auction for that. Well, we'll see. Uh, if you follow the auctions, a lot of times you can get these things for good prices, right? So they don't go that high, which is okay. I could price these things myself and charge mega bucks, but nah, I'd rather let you guys bid on this stuff. And I also provide free shipping, so you don't have to worry about that either. Yeah. I just like to make sure this stuff sells. I don't want to keep it around here because they just end up being in boxes. And I like the idea of other people appreciating the uh, the arrowheads and having good homes. You know what I mean? Because I don't take care of them. I don't appreciate them like they should be appreciated. I just like the results. Once I've finished an arrowhead or finished something made out of stone, it's hard to do, right? But once I finish, the satisfaction for me is then the result. I can look at them for a while and say, "Yeah, I like it," and then that's it. That's my satisfaction. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What did I miss? Farmer Jack. Yeah. I'm well. I'm almost Farmer Jack. I got rid of all the farm animal statues and stuff around here. A rooster is just an Amish alarm clock. I haven't heard that one before, but that makes sense. As for Corn says, I like hammer in a short piece of EMT conduit facing down at a 45-degree angle in the fall to get clean pipe sap for pitch. EMT conduit facing down at a 45-degree angle. I'll have to try that. I know some spots that are pretty isolated, so no one's going to mess with it if I tap into a tree and screw in a piece of pipe or whatever. I think I might try that. Mike Mason says, congrats to you, Ed. Yeah. Great grandfather. Mike says, my sister collects roosters. She goes crazy over that stuff, trinkets and stuff like that. Yeah. One of my daughters collects frogs and mushrooms, little statues of frogs and statues of little mushrooms. Jesse says, Ed, yeah, I've been trying to occasionally send in super chats and support so Pat can go to Knappings. Yeah, I live in the Northeast, far away from the Knappings, most of them anyway. It costs me a pretty penny now to go to them. So yeah, if you want to support my napping habit, feel free. S. Butter says, I checked some of my plants today and have found my rosewood for arrow is coming in great. Have you ever used it? Rosewood? No, I don't think I've used rosewood for arrows, unless you're talking about wild rose. Um, uh, let's see. Rosewood. I have not used rosewood for arrows. Nope. Jim Cooper says, I'm getting my act together, Patrick, so I'll be getting your box ready. I've got a couple of pieces of Montana moss agate, a few flakes of that magnetic stuff, some pastelite, and other few surprises. Awesome. Thanks, Jim. As for Corn says, a truffle shuffle. Yeah, talking about truffles. I'm far behind on this chat. Mike says, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Huh. Jim says, Grandpappy Patrick. Yeah, I hope nobody calls me Grandpappy. Keith says, now you need a sign saying, don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break. And the angle is 52.6. Yeah. The angle is also 56.2. So either one of those answers is correct. Yeah. So even if you get it mixed up, if you say 52.6 or 56.2 or even 62.5 or anything like that, if it's got those three numbers in it, the angle is correct. You got it. Some people are going, what is he talking about? I hate it when he does that. Yeah. You'll see. Let's see. Alan Cole says, coffee time. I used to get acid reflux with coffee, but since I switched to only organic coffee, I no longer have indigestion. Kicking Horse brand, I highly recommend dark roast 454 horsepower. Interesting. Yeah, I can't drink coffee anymore because I get acid reflux really bad. Alan says, 454 horsepower is my favorite flavor. I see. When people used to ask me, what kind of coffee do you like? What flavor? I would say, yes. No, what flavor? All of them. Nothing better in life than grandbabies. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Mike says, hey guys, that's 2 birth announcements is live stream and I don't see any cigars. Oh yeah. What happened to the cigars? Mine are outside. Well, the one I was working on is outside. Yeah. Let me see. Let me get my cigars. Hold on. I got to go into the depths of the dungeon to get my stash. It's a good idea. Yeah. Good idea. Glad I thought of it. What do we got in the magic box? Let's see. I got a box here. Magic box. Mhm. This one? No. Let me see. Let's just get one of the cheaper ones. Yeah, one of these. Why the cheaper ones? You know what? I like the cheaper ones better because they're not aged very much. And for some reason, the aged guitars, the aged cigars don't agree with me that much. Come on. You can nap stones, but you can't take a wrapper off a cigar. What's up with that? Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. You worry too much. There we go. All right. Yeah, here we go. We're going to do the live stream like this. All righty. Congratulations on everyone that's going to be a grandfather or great grandfather or anything in between. Let's see. Carl Ritchie's here. Norton, Argolite source on boundary, PK. What is PK? Mike Tufts, let's see, what is he saying here? I'm missing a bunch of this chat. EMT pipe makes great wind chimes. Really? Okay, I missed some more stuff here. All right, here. Alan Smith is here. Hello, hello. Yeah, congratulations, everybody. We're gonna be granddads and great granddads and stuff. Ed Gould says, "Thanks, guys. My granddaughter took her time. She'll be 30. Oh, dang. Yeah, I think my daughter. Uh, let's see. I don't even know my daughter's age. 28. Yeah. The pig lamp is Patrick's trademark. Ralph. Yeah, it seems to be now. I'm gonna start collecting a bunch of stuff back here. Uh, let's see. Mike should be a peace pipe emoji. Let's see. Mike Tuss says, "I know exactly what you mean, Patrick." Yeah, that would be cool, Mike Mason. Let's see. Call Richie, boundary PK ID near the Idaho Canada border north of Bonners Ferry, Idaho. Get a Kaniksu forest map. All these strange names. Ralph says, Alan, dark roast coffee, good stuff. I'm partial to Tim Hortons coffee. Keith says, I don't know if it's an improvement, but I was napping today and it didn't turn out to be a marble. But now I have dice. Anyone up for craps? Yeah. If you can nap a dice, that would be awesome. I want to see that. Yeah. Believe it or not, I want to see some weird stuff being napped. JF says, a trove of ancient weapons found in a cave in Big Bend National Park. Wow. As for Corn says, Niblet's Bluff is coming up soon. Yeah. It should be coming up at the end of April, right? End of April or beginning of May. Niblet's Bluff, it's in Louisiana. And Vinton, is it Vinton, Louisiana? Something like that. Mike says, EMT pipe makes great wind chimes. Okay. Ed Gould says, I used rosewood for arrows. It straightens nice and it's light arrows. Interesting. Yeah. Dawn says, have you thought about doing a bloopers video? I thought all of my videos are bloopers videos. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? All of my videos have bloopers, or do a compilation where I have to edit my videos into one big massive blooper video. I can do that. Yeah. I never do it because I hate editing. Let's see. Mike Tuss, puff, 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 give Smokey. Yeah. I'm not going to light it up inside the house. Blades and points. Hey, Sal's here. Hey, y'all. Nice big amoeba chirp point. Yeah. Everyone say hi to Sal. I watch Sal's channel. I also watch Danny Collins' channel. I've been watching all you guys' channels. I'm sneaky like that. I don't comment because I don't even take my own advice, I hit the like button, but I don't comment. I should comment more. Yeah. I can't think of anything, so I just usually talk smack or something, or try to say something witty. Mike says, "Do you have any green ones in that box?" I don't have any green cigars. Yeah, I had a few, but I smoked them all. And do they taste any different? I can't tell the difference. Hmm. No, can't. I can't tell the difference. It just is a slight difference. Let's see. Dawn says, "You don't mix that hippie lettuce in those cigars." Yeah, no, I don't mix them. No, I don't use the hippie lettuce. Keith says, "Jesse, I drink water with baking soda all the time. Got to die of something. May as well enjoy what I like. Coffee is a godsend." Yeah, I just take caffeine pills now. I was trying unsweetened chocolate, and that didn't agree with my stomach either. I can't drink any of that stuff anymore. Anything plant based, especially especially high carbohydrate vegetables or that kind of stuff, just knocks me right out. We were talking about that earlier about what to take to go to sleep, and I said I can just eat some sugar and go right to sleep, but then I start gaining lots of weight. All it takes is a little bit of sugar for my metabolism to switch over, and I start gaining weight. I don't burn any fat whatsoever if I have any kind of carbohydrates. Let's see. Oh, no, 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 no. What are you guys talking about? Coffee? Yeah. Okay. Danny says, I believe Niblets is April 25th, 26th, and 27th. Yeah. I still got to update the nap-in list. If you notice, I haven't had any nap-in list comments in the comment section. In the comment section, I usually put the nap-in list in there, but I haven't done that lately because I need to update the nap-in list. I should probably stay up late and do that tonight. Yeah, and update everything because I've got the latest dates on Niblets Bluff and the other nap-ins. Let's see, what did I get? I got some news bulletins the other day. The Heart of Texas nap-in is April 10th through the 13th in Brady, Texas. The Caddo Ridge nap-in probably already passed. Yeah, 28th through 30th of March. That already passed. And that was in Bismarck, Arkansas. See, I should have put that on the nap-in list. And I missed the Southern Indiana Primitive Arts Fest and nap-in in Leavenworth, Indiana was March 22nd. Already passed. The Osage nap-in in Boonville, Missouri is May 14th through the 18th. Okay. I'm going to put that on the nap-in list. Let's see. And this one in February already passed. The Moundville, Alabama nap-in in Moundville, Alabama. Yeah. Let's see. This is my stack of nap-ins. This one and that. I've got to update. I've got a bunch of nap-ins on the list. I just need to update all the dates. The square. See, Jim says the square edge guys in Europe could probably nap a dice. I saw Kurt's Church nap a cube. Oh yeah, if you can nap the square edge stuff, you can make dice for sure. Sal and Danny do nice work. Oh yeah. Dawn says, "Hey Sal, what's your channel?" It's the points and let's see, what does he call his channel? Blades and Points by SGP. Just click in the chat. Just click on his name. Let's see. Click on the channel name. Blades and that little and sign. Points by SGP. Blades and Points by SGP is Sal's channel. In case you didn't know. Yeah. Dawn didn't know. Maybe somebody else didn't know either. Let's see. Where do we go? What do we do? Where do we go? Brian Olson's here. Let's see. Water Creek is the weekend after Niblets, Danny says. Danny also has a list of nap-ins, I think. Right, Danny? I seem to remember. I know you have a list of rock sellers. I thought you might have had a list of napkins. Um, let's see. Jim says, which reminds me, have you tried any trihedral points? Yeah, I've got a video where I do a three-sided point. Let's see if I can find that one. Mhm. Let's see. Hold on a second here. I'm spelling challenged. Yeah. If you look for 1047, man, we can't see it because it's getting dark. I need to adjust the brightness on the screen. But video 1047 on my channel. Yeah. 1047 is called Knapping Three-Sided Neolithic Arrowhead. I've done several of those, but not very many on video. 1047. Just type in Jack Crafty 1047. So Water Creek, I think I have a Water Creek on my list. If not, I'm going to have to bug Danny for the dates. Uh, let's see. Yeah, Danny's on the live stream. He's watching. Okay, Brian Olson. Hey, I went out to get some black butter and dacite last weekend. It's 40 minutes from Glass Buttes. I ended up getting stuck in the mud for 5 hours and had to pay $800 to get unstuck. Dang. That is a lot of money to get unstuck. Dang it. Sorry to hear about that. JF Baird says they found a trove of ancient weapons found in a cave at Big Bend National Park. I need to see that story. Jesse says, Gut TP, got to admit, it's pretty fancy when you flake indirect, then the flake stays in the flake scar, and then you smack it from the opposite side with a plastic handle and it flies off. Uh-huh. Yeah, I like doing that. Yeah, I'm showing off when I do it, but oh well. Brian Olson says, when the weather gets better, I'll send you some big chunks. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you got stuck. That's a bummer. Jim Cooper says, I saw those pictures, Brian. You certainly did a number on your truck. Hmm. Tommy Taylor, hey, baby announcement. Yep, yep. Danny says, hello, hello to Ralph. Alan says, I'll send Patrick a 10-ounce bag of coffee to try. Maybe we can get his opinion on live stream. It's going to be good. I won't get a reaction right away to the coffee. I'm going to say, this is yummy. Yeah, no doubt. But just wait like an hour or two afterwards. Yeah, that's when it hits me. Don says, Dan, I watched your last video. You're doing a 10 speed. Ask for Corn says, oh, y'all, I saw Randall Carlson talking about the Yucatan impact yesterday on it. Was talking about how when they drilled below the limestone, they hit a huge formation of green volcanic glass. Yeah, I just saw that video too. That came up on my feed as a new video, I think. Randall Carlson. I didn't remember the guy's name, but yeah. That came up on my feed and I was watching that. I don't know if the short came up on YouTube or it was something I saw on TikTok, because now I'm getting TikTok notifications. Let's see. Mike says, kind of funny chatting with stepmom, her telling me a video that she watched of mine and watched of mine. I said, did you like it? Her face gets stifled when she says no. She says no. Let's see. Danny says, Cato was a great nap in again this year. Can't wait for the Cato 2026. I see. YW, Sal. What does YW stand for? Blades and Points by SGP is Sal's channel. Yep. Alan says, Ask for Corn. Green Obsidian is down there. I think it's found down to Colombia too. Ask for Corn says, anyway, I gathered that all that green obsidian in Mexico must be a result of that impact. Pretty cool. Maybe. I have no idea. Danny says, Dawn Reed, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. These nap-ins are a lot of fun. It says, I watched you time the event today, Danny. It looked interesting. No one used the indirect. Hmm. Sal says, nap-in video was cool, Danny. I appreciate it. Hmm. I don't think I've seen that video yet, or did I? I don't know. David Blaylock, Blaylock. Good afternoon. Are you leaving or are you arriving? I think you're leaving because you already said hi earlier, right? Ralph says, Danny, love that best of video with all the sweet nappings. Also enjoyed the napping video. Mike says, hey, Danny, I need to watch your video. Yeah, I need to watch it too if I haven't already. Keith Ricketts says, remember to hit the like button if you haven't already. Yeah. Water Creek is April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Water Creek. I think I might have Water Creek on my list. As for Corn says, I intend to lay a napped flint chert wall. What? Like they do in the UK? Oh, okay. A napped chert wall, like a masonry wall, like using flint instead of bricks. I learned about it watching Will Lord's channel, and it looks awesome. Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing to use napped flint. Just don't use the high grade stuff because everyone cringes when you use high grade stuff for masonry because it's just sitting there stuck in a wall. No one gets to use it. Alan says, Brian Olson, dang it, I was afraid of that. I've been trying to warn people. Yeah, getting stuck. It's mud season. If you go look for rocks in the spring, you risk getting stuck, is what they're talking about. Mike says, anyone else something Flint Fibble? Anyone else boo Flint Fibble? I don't know what that is. YW equals you're welcome. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet. That would save me a lot of time. Scott Lauer. Hey, Pat. Hey, everyone. Hey, how's it going, Scott? David Blaylock is arriving. Okay, good. Glad you could join us. We still got one more hour. Get your questions ready. Or if you haven't already. I don't like asking questions. I'm just here for the grins and giggles. That's it. Yeah. Let's see. As for Corn says, Mike Tuff's only videos I've seen with stepmoms have involved them being stuck in dryers. Alan Smith's here. I have another grandbaby due in May. He will be the 9th grandchild. Wow. Mike says, as for Corn, I had a dream about that once. Hmm. As for Corn says, yeah, I used to lay brick, helped me decide to go back to school. Yeah. Those kind of jobs, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, true that. No flint bricks. Yeah, it makes everyone kind of cringe when they see the flint bricks. Brennan's here. Sal says, just FYI, I'll be in Brady, Texas, snapping points soon. Maybe jinxed myself. Oh, well, still fun. Yeah, I'll be snapping points there too if I end up going. The reason why I can't pin down exactly if I will or will not go is because I'm going to be driving that van right back there. See it? That van is not reliable anymore. I'm buying some parts for it now, and hopefully that'll take care of the coolant leak problem. Let's see, Mike Mason, Flint Fibble. Okay, I don't understand what the Flint Fibble is. You guys are talking over my head. Scott Lauer says, "Hey, Mike, I got a problem sending that big copper cap import tax both ways." Oh, Scott Lauer must be in the UK. Yeah, big import taxes now in Europe. I saw that they went up. Uh, when I first started sending stuff to Europe, to mainly to Spain and the UK, and sometimes to the Netherlands, it was easy. But now, especially sending to Spain, they've really ramped up the tariffs and the import taxes and all that. Mike says, I'll be able to split my staves out soon. Should I fully glue the staves after I split them out? I assume yes. Yeah, it depends on how much water they contain and where you're storing them. So most people, this is what happens. They cut the staves green and they split them out and they're soaking wet, which means that they cut them in the spring or something when all the sap is in there. And then they end up putting them somewhere where it's extremely dry, like in their house, in the kitchen. Okay. Uh, that's when you need to fully glue them up. Now, if you cut them when the sap is down and you put them in a damp place with no wind and dark, then you don't need to glue them all the way up. You just glue the end, you just seal the ends. So it depends on what you do. Most people are doing it the way that will crack them uh, terribly. They'll cut them when they're fully full of water, and then they'll put them in the kitchen where there's lots of light, low humidity, wind, breezes, because people are constantly using the kitchen, and it cracks the staves. So those need to be fully sealed. Yeah. So when you ask a question like that, the answer is always yes, unless someone goes, "Well, I'm putting them in my basement where it's dark and there's no wind and it's always humid." Okay, in that case, you don't need to seal the whole thing, just the ends. Yeah, Dawn says, I'm waiting for a neighbor to come walking up to the window and take a peek and see what's going on. Yeah, they don't get that bold. You might see a little face in one of the windows. Well, maybe in that one, but that's it. But I think that window is closed off. But there is a dog in that window sometimes. So you might see the dog's face in that window, which would be cool. Keith says, Patrick is catching up on the chat. Time for some more tongue twisters. Uh-oh. As for Corn says, he's talking about that snake in the grass archaeologist Flint Dibble. There's an archaeologist called Flint Dibble? What the heck? I did not know about this. Yeah, I've got many miles on that van for sure. Oh yes, it it clicked past the 150,000 mile mark a while ago. Let's see. Mike Mason says Patrick Flint Dibble is an archaeologist who is bringing wokeness into archaeology. Says Atlantis was racists. Ah, that's so funny. Yeah, but you know what? Atlantists were probably racists. It might be true. Yeah. All right. Ed says, "What do you do if swallowed by an elephant?" Hmm. Run around until you're pooped out. I suppose so. Yeah, that's a joke that my kids would tell. Yeah, I mean not the exact joke, but they would tell jokes like that. Scott Lauer did a short video of a beautiful point made of bullhead flint. Hmm, interesting. Hey, Lance from Outcast Metal is here. What's up? Sorry you're late. Yeah, it's okay. No worries. No worries at all. Ralph says, Ed, that would really hurt. Ouchie. As for Corn says, yes, green staves go in the garage closest where there's no AC, and I haven't changed the burned out light bulb. Okay. They go in the closet, go in the garage closet where there's no AC. But are you living in a low humidity area? If you have a basement, that's where you should be storing your staves. High humidity area, especially if you harvest them when they're or gather them when they're uh, green and full of water. What other conditions are there for staves? How can they not be green and full of water? Well, it depends. Um, like around here, I can look for staves that are freshly or relatively freshly cut by beavers. The tree is down, but you can tell that it was recent. Those will have some drying already, but they're still in good shape that the insects haven't gotten to them. So I can take those staves. In that case, they're partially already dried out. If they're less than a year old and the beaver has cut them down, that sort of thing. If you're gathering staves like that, they're not as green as if you just cut them from a live tree. As an example, I've also gathered dead standing staves from trees that were just recently dead that don't have a lot of insect damage. Alan Cole says, I've heard that if you put fresh staves in a sealed box of damp sawdust for at least a year, you should get a good number of staves without cracking. Hmm. Damp sawdust sounds kind of like it would get moldy. Yeah, I got to stay away from mold myself. I get bad sinus headaches. Let's see. Scott says, ask for corn. I've spent 30 years building houses and walls in Flint. It's how I started napping here in the UK. Oh, dang. Scott Lauer, you've got experience actually doing that. Wow. Ask for corn. Dog's face. Yeah, that's the stepmom lady who gets stuck in the dryer I mentioned earlier. No, I mean a real dog's face. You'll see it in the window. The dog's name is Precious, by the way, which is so funny. Uh, he's funny. Mike Mason says the wood is seasoned 3+ months now. Okay. What make of that is that van? This is a Toyota Sienna. Yeah, 2004 or 2007. I can't remember. I think it's a 2007. Ralph says, "What make of van? It's a Toyota." Yeah. As for corn, garage closet. Yeah, but in my in, in the house that I was living in Texas, if I stored the staves outside, it was actually drier. The air was drier than inside the house, believe it or not, because we lived on the edge of a desert. Yeah. So that's why I ask if you have a basement or something somewhere where it's more humid. Brennan says, I got some heat treat Burlington shirt today. First I've had, always exciting, and a small but thin tab of Knife River, which I've worked very little of. Always exciting to work new stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Sal says, oh, dang, I was thinking more miles than that. That's not bad. My other truck has 475,000. Oh, dang. Wow. That is a lot. What have you been doing? Let's see. I mean, if you use your truck for work, yeah, I can see. Let's see. Dawn says, last week my grandson turned 12. I told him tomorrow morning when you take a dump, you can say, what a relief. I've been waiting 12 years to push that out. As for Corn says, no basement where I live. If you try and build one, you have a cistern. Wow. You live in flood country. Yeah. The water table is super high where you're at. Jesse says, I wish my house walls were made of flint. Yeah. I wish they were made of flint. I would slowly sneak them out and replace with standard river stones. Charles, hey, Charles Perriott. Sorry about that puzzle from Dana Harper. Sorry about the puzzle? No, no, no. No worries. I like it. Mike Tubbs. Wood turners that turn green lumber will put their projects that are a little sick still inside a trash bag full of dry shavings. It reduces time of drying quickly, helps reduce warping and cracking. Okay, wood turners that turn green lumber will put their projects they're a little something still inside a trash bag full of dry shavings. Hmm. I never had luck in drying anything quickly, except really thin material like arrow shafts. Those I can dry quickly, but other stuff I've tried to dry quickly never works. I don't know why. It always cracks on me, or it has some internal stresses where I think it's not cracked, and I start working it, and parts of it pop off. I'm going, dang, what did I do? I try to dry it too fast. Scott Lauer says, Mike Tufts, thanks for offering to help. I really appreciate it. Mike Mason says, keeping mine indoors here in the Midwest is pretty humid, but I cut it in the winter when the air was drier. I'll just rough in the stave and glue all surfaces until further refinement. Yep, good idea. Always default to the most safest strategy. But some people, they said, I need to get it ready before hunting season. I got like 5 months. That's it. What do I do? Okay. Alan says, damp sawdust might have been wrong. Just sawdust is probably right now that I see Mike Tuff's comment. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Just regular sawdust in with the stave. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Now, I've got a basement here. So I'm lucky. I've got 3 staves in there. Uh, and I think they're all elm that I cut last year. I need to take a look at them. They look pretty good still. I don't see any mold on them. Let me see. Ask for corn. Scott Lauer. Awesome. If you ever want to come across the pond, I have tools and a mixer in the shed, plus plenty of chirp, plus my wife, who is a much better bricklayer than me. I want to see that. Ask for corn says, I left the job and went back to school before she did, so she stayed and got a few more years' experience. Interesting. Mike says, I put wet shavings in bags with wood to salt them. That would make a beautiful bow. I don't know. I don't know what that means, actually. I put wet shavings in bags with wood to salt them. What does it mean to salt them? To salt them. Yeah. I've tried all kinds of different staves, wood, and people ask me, what wood is good for bows? So instead of saying yes, I would just tell them my favorites. Yeah. You can make a bow out of any wood with the correct, as long as you have the right dimensions for that particular type of wood, believe it or not. Yeah. I mean, you can make a bow out of a pine 2x4, but it's not going to be very powerful or very strong as far as uh, it'll dent, it'll break easily, but you can make a bow almost out of almost anything. Yes. Except, well, of course, wood that is not stable. What did I miss? I'm glad to see not everyone is having a good time trying to read some of these comments. Scott Lauer says, many of my local buildings are flint or brick and flint. I used to knap for heritage work. We were a specialist construction gang in flint work over there. Have I seen your video, Scott? Scott Lauer? I might be not remembering that I've watched your videos. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to go on Scott's channel here. If you haven't subscribed to Scott Lauer's channel, go ahead and do it. See if can you see it? No, I got to adjust the brightness on this. Hold on a second. I was going to do this earlier, but I didn't. Hold on. I learned that I need to do the adjustment of the brightness. All right. I'll hold it still in a minute as soon as I get oriented. Scott Lauer, he's got napping videos. 133, 135 subscribers. That's it. So help him out a little bit. Flintknapping England and and more, right? Flintnapper England, United Kingdom. Yes, yes. So let me see. I'm going to see if you got. Okay, so no, you don't have any bricklaying videos because I have watched bricklayers in the UK on YouTube, but I don't think it was you. Okay, let's see. Oh, what did I miss? Mm-hmm. As for Corn says, swear to God, she's faster and puts out better work, excluding loading the brick and mud boards. Okay, yeah, understandable. She's hands down better. Oh, dang. Dork people, hey, how's it going? Do you play any instruments? No, I don't. I never took it up. Yeah, I've been wanting to learn how to play guitar, but I've never taken it up because it seems like I could be napping something for somebody because I've got back orders. What am I doing trying to practice on something else? Yeah. Scott Lauer says, ask for corn. Yeah, yeah. Ask for corn. I don't know the bow I made out of petrified wood is a piece of doodoo. Okay. Petrified wood is not the kind of wood. Yes, I know. All right. You're being silly, but that's my type of humor. I do like that kind of humor. Mike Mason says, "Oh, splat wood. I understand. Would lose stability, I would think. Oh, I think you mean split wood." Mike Mason says, "But if one could submerge it in poly in a vacuum chamber, it may be really tough." Hmm. What is splat wood? I want to know if you've a new kind of wood or you misspelled that. As for Corn says, Scott, what part of the UK are you in? Or what part of the UK? Dawn says, how's the auction going? Good question. It's everything's been bid on in the auction. Uh, you bid in the comments section. It's not a live auction. I'm not paying attention other than just to make sure I hit the like button on all the comments and bids that I see. That's how you know I see the bids and comments if I hit the like button. And so far, everything has been bid on. There's comments under everything. It looks like everyone has seen or is able to see the other bids. Sometimes there's an issue where people can't see bids, so they don't know what the highest bid is currently. But I don't see that problem tonight. If you're having a problem, you can send me an email to jackcrafty2@gmail.com. Jackcrafty, one word, the number 2 at gmail.com. And I'll try to help you out. I can even bid for you, but I won't be able to bid for you at the last minute. Yeah, the closest that I will bid for you to the end of the auction is 5 minutes before the auction. And the auction ends at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, or 6 Pacific. Yeah. What did I miss? What did I miss? Okay, Mike says, any of the wood I have ever worked with that has been spalted. I see no difference in the hardness. Yeah. As for Corn says, you're subscribing now. Very good. Oh, Spalt autocorrect took over. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Scott is in Oxfordshire. Alan says, anyone listening to the telepathy tapes? First 2 episodes hooked me. I started listening to the telepathy tapes because you sent me a link, but I either fell asleep. What did I do? I only listened to like the first 10 minutes that I remember. Ralph says, Scott, I'd like to see some Flint buildings. Video tour would be cool. Yeah, put up some tours of work that you've done. Mike Tuff says, I am subscribed to Scott and he's very nice videos, very nice material and workmanship. Yes. Mike says, Mike Tuff's, I looked into that. I looked into it a bit long ago, but never got any made to mess with. Hmm. Brennan says, man, that stabilized wood is serious stuff. My dad used to have all types of stuff sent off to have it vacuum resined for knife handles. One thing he had a hornet's nest stabilized with red resin. With red resin. I'm already having trouble with the words. Brandon says it was amazing. Okay, let's see. Where am I? Ed Gould says, I tried to put in a story of an old flint collector, but it blocked me. Yeah, it's the YouTube will block you if you put a link to anything in the comment section. If you link something out, I noticed that. Like if you put a link to a video or anything else in the comment section, it won't the comment won't stay there. Brennan says, isn't spalting when wood has been submerged in water for some of its life so it has watermarks embedded in the wood? No, spalting is as far as I know, it happens with aged wood, and the spalting is caused by mold or mildew or some sort of fungus. Uh, as far as I know. Okay, Mike Mason says spalt wood has color added to it from the hyphae of fungus that has started growing in it. Yeah. Mr. Crazy, how long should I let white oak dry in 65 to 75% humidity per inch, roughly? Per inch, I would say 6 months per inch. So if you have a 2-inch stave thick, it's 2 years. Uh, yeah, no, 6 months per inch. If it's 2 inches, that's a year. Yeah, 4 inches is 2 years, right? Anyway, um, some might say, well, there's no way to make a bow out of 1 inch thick stave. Well, if you make Native American bows, yes, a lot of them didn't have the handle section; they just flat. But yeah, 2-inch thick stave should be seasoned for a year, no matter what the humidity is. The higher the humidity, the longer it takes, but it doesn't take all that much longer. Yeah. Now, um, it's going to dry out more uh, after you rough it in. So you let it dry for a year, then you rough it into a bow, but then you have to set it aside again and let it dry for another 3 months or 6 months. You can make a bow straight from it, but you'll notice that it'll increase in strength if you haven't let it dry with a secondary dry. Okay, so you have to shave it down in the first 6 months to get it back down to the weight you want. Um, I've noticed that with various wood. Now, some wood dries out better than others. Like oak will dry out pretty fast, but I had this one stave, I think it was hop hornbeam or something like that. It did not dry out very fast. So it kept increasing in weight or in strength as it was drying. Um, let's see. Ed Gould says this must limit the length of the chat. I don't know. Brennan says, thanks, Mike. Is that a moisture related fungus thing? Yeah. Let me, I can answer that as yes, but Mike probably knows more about it. Justin says spalted wood has pretty color due to fungus staining the wood. Yeah. Aspercorn says, Ed Gould, did you type a story that's too long past the character limit? I've done that too. Your comment is too long. When you hit the possibility arrow, the whole thing disappears. The whole effing thing disappears. Hmm. I didn't know that. If you type something that's too long, it won't even post it. Interesting. Mike Tuff says, yes, Brennan, any word that retains a high moisture, any wood that retains a high moisture content will get certain types of bacteria flowing through the wood fibers from the mold and fungus on top. Justin says, okay. Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Brennan says, my dad must have kept the explanation simple on that one for me. Mike Mason. Uh, let's see. That's basically what I read. And you can basically take forest floor mulch, some mushrooms, and a beer and pour it all into a plastic bag with a beer. You ever tried to make your own? I think you're talking about making your own spalted wood. Hmm. As for Corn says, I thought that was a brand of basketballs. Spalt basketballs. That's funny. 1 year per inch. Yeah, as for Corn says. As for Corn says, the Comanches sure did make them. Uh, per them to use scary, scary effectively. Empress of the Summer Moon was a great read. Yep. Mike says, that's the first time I've heard of using beer, Mike Mason. Maybe something with the yeast, but yes, mulch does contain molds and fungus plenty. Generally, there's plenty in the air. Yeah. Empire of the Summer Moon is the book. Yes. Ask for corn. What's the other name for hop hornbeam? Well, it's an ironwood. Yeah. I don't know about the other name. Mike Mason says, yeah, I think it's beer for the sugars, food for the microbes. Apparently, Roy, different microbes produce different colors. Seen an example with orange and purple. I wish I knew the microbes for that. Yeah, I've not heard of techniques to make your own spalted wood. That's interesting. Pine gets that blue stain. Yeah. Ed Gould says, so you can't tell a story completely because it gets too long and breaks it up and it gets too much in between to understand. Yeah. Unfortunately, I guess you can't post long comments in the comment section here in the chat. Mike Tuff says mold will start growing in any organic material that has 16% moisture content or higher. I see. As for corn, no, but I've had mushrooms in a plastic bag for sure. Ralph says hippity hop hornbeam wood is hornbeam the same as ironwood? Well, there's hornbeam and there's hop hornbeam. They're two different species. Um, I like hop hornbeam for bows. Hornbeam is not. I don't like it as much. It's just my own preferences. Um, James Frank asks, "Do you ever use willow for arrow shafts?" No, I don't personally. Although I've tried. They have a very weak spine, so I don't use them. Dork People says, is freestanding dead temper the same as a fresh one cut and dried? No. The freestanding dead wood is more prone to dry rot. And sometimes you can't even tell if that the wood has been compromised, so to speak. A dead standing tree is never really safe for a bow stave. Um, you have to cut it down and try it. That's the only way to figure out if it's good. Okay. If you have time to work on stuff that might break, then fine. Use all kinds of wood. Sometimes part of the dead standing tree is good and part of it isn't. On the trunk, one side might be really bad and the other side not so bad. For what reason? I don't know. But I've used dead standing wood, but I've broken a lot of that stuff. You can use it, but it's hit or miss. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And let's see what else here. Alan Cole says, I made a sweet coyote ruff. First of the year, I stuffed it with ultra goose down. That was a first. If you aren't careful, those fluffy feathers will turn your house into a feather blizzard. Yeah, I can imagine. As for course says, yes, I just cut and paste the part past where the italicized letters start so I can post back to back. Hmm, interesting. Let's see. The mushroom troll, I didn't get to read comments from that one Wednesday. Yeah, don't worry about that one. As for Corn says, but didn't you like using Phragmites reed? Surely it's wonky low spine, right? Well, no. The Phragmites reed that I used is the tough kind. Now, Phragmites reed that 99% of other people use is the bad kind. How do I know the difference? I don't know. Let me show you the good kind. This is the good kind of Phragmites reed. How do I know it's good? Watch. If hopefully you can see. See how thick that wall is? 99% of the Phragmites reed that grows in the United States does not have walls that thick. Okay? It's it's like drinking straw, thin on most Phragmites reed. This stuff grows in the desert at high altitude. I got this from uh, the town that I used to live in Texas, right on the edge of the Chihuahuan Desert, and the town is like 2,700 feet above sea level. That's where you can get good Phragmites reed. So people ask me, "Where do have you ever made arrows out of Phragmites reed? It's really bad." Well, the answer to both questions is yes. I have made arrows from Phragmites reed, and it's really bad, except for the good stuff. And the good stuff is rare. You have to get it from only certain parts of the country, and that will be in the southwest part of the country. The stuff that they've got around here in Vermont, we got a lot of Phragmites reed, but it's what I call Thatcher's reed. It's only good for thatching roofs. It breaks like a paper straw. That's how thin it is. You can't make arrows out of that stuff effectively. This stuff, the good Phragmites reed, you can make war bow arrows out of because the spines can go up to 150-pound spine on this type of Phragmites reed. Yeah, believe it or not. I hope that's clear because I get that question a lot. Um, let's see. As for Corn says, I'm not a troll, just kind of ugly. Shame on you, sir. Who called you a troll? Did I call you a troll? I don't know. I'm missing some of the comments, so someone else might have called you a troll. Ralph says, remember those triple fat goose winter coats? Yeah. Alan says, I always think I need to request popcorn when I see ask for corn comment. Yeah. Ask for corn says, neat. The only kind around in my area is about as stiff as that shoot with the flower fluff that comes up in the middle of pampas grass. Super weak. Good to know. Yeah, good. I'm glad that was clear on that because I've had to explain that many, many times. And sometimes I get frustrated and I forget that, or to include something, or to show a sample of the Phragmites reed. And you'll see museum pieces made from this stuff, and it looks like they made it at a factor's read, but no, it looks exactly the same as the weak stuff. But when you look at the wall thickness, it's very, very different. Let's see. Um, let's see. As for Corn says, asked if I was the mushroom troll. No, as for Corn, you're not the mushroom troll. That was some other guy, I think, from last week. It was an unknown from last week. Ed Gould says, I used to cut wood only in the fall or early winter when the sap is low. Yeah, I find that I'm no longer cutting uh, wood in the dead of winter because it's frozen. It's much harder to cut wood when it's frozen, especially using stone tools. Hmm. How do I know? I don't know. I can't see the sign anymore. How do I know? I don't know. But yeah, I no longer cut wood in the den of winter. I cut it just before winter and just after winter. So it's not frozen. Let's see. We got 15 minutes left. Yeah, 15 minutes left in the live stream. Mike Mason, I caused global warming too. Alan Cole says, yeah, it's climate change. Yeah, Mike, you caused climate change. Mike says, should I stop blaming the cows for the farts now? I think you should, yes. Killer Cork says, hello all, late but better late than never. You just got here? Dang it. Killer Cork just got here. Makes everyone else feel better. Yeah. Yeah, everyone should feel better. Some of you guys, you only get to see 5 minutes of live video. 5 minutes, 15 minutes of live video. Jesse says, made a set of arrows from Home Depot hardwood dowels. Key is hardwood. Looked at the ends for ones with wood with good grain. They work great. Yeah. Alan Cole says, just blame Greta Thunberg. Yeah. Mike says, Alan, don't get me started on that little brat. Yeah. We try not to talk about politics in the live stream, right? But it's funny. These things are funny. Yeah. I don't mind humor. It's political humor. Yeah. All right. What do we do? What are we doing? I'm all caught up with the chat. Yeah. Let's see. I saw a picture of Greta Thunberg all grown up now. She looks a little bit different. And I think I saw a couple of her as with the filters on it, so they can make her look like a boy or make her look like something else. I spend too much time online. Let me see. Yeah, Ralph says, how can they tell it's global warming or climate change when they haven't had scientific instruments long enough to know? Yeah, well, they've had scientific instruments for a good while now, maybe 100 years, very good instruments. But the Earth goes through warming and cooling cycles all the time. So there's always some global warming and some global cooling. Depends on what time period you're in. Whether it's man made or not, that's the question. And how much, if it is man made, how much is it and all that? Nobody knows exactly. As for Corn says, my dad said back in the day when they were teaching them about the worry of global cooling in school, they didn't know as much as they think they do. Yeah, I remember the global cooling when I was in school. Yeah, the ice age is coming again. Mike Mason says, "Oh, thing." says climate activism like burning down electric vehicles. Oh yeah, that too. Buckskin NYB. I bid on J5 and J7. Did they come through? Okay, let me see. Buckskin NYB. Let me check. Hold on. Could take me a long time to figure that out. Let's see. I need to adjust the brightness on the screen. Hold on. I can't see. Let me check. I'll extend the live stream a little bit if it takes me forever to do this. Let me see. So I'll take the auction right now. And you said you bid on J5 and J7. Okay. Let me see. Where is J5? Yes, I saw your $28 bid on J5 and then J7. $28 bid on J7. Yes, yes. You should see a like on the bids. And that's how you know that I've seen it. As long as no one else is sneaky and likes it instead of me. Yeah, but no one does that, so we're cool. Um, Danny says, "Thanks for the show, Pat. You'll have a good night." All right, Danny. We'll see you next time. Mike Tuff says, "Anywhere from hairspray freon, your car emissions keep going. I can go on for hours." Oh yeah, I remember the hole in the ozone layer from hairspray and other aerosols. I remember that. Styley Designs, bring on the Neo Ice Age. Yeah, that won't be fun though. No, I don't see that as a fun time. As for Corin says, or whatever the hell first world light country she's from. Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Yeah, live stream is ending in about 9 minutes. Yeah, yeah. So, uh, I had this one person ask me to send them Phragmites read. That was the good stuff. But he said, under one condition only, if you straighten them before you give them to me. It takes a long time to straighten Phragmites read. Yeah, so I said, I'm not going to be able to straighten them. He goes, forget it. Forget it. I'd rather not learn. Yeah. Some people, they don't have time. I don't have time either to do stuff like that. Let's see. Chef Adoptee, how's it going? Have you been watching the whole chat? Chef says, R. Snyder, they take ice cores and can measure the amounts of gases contained through the years of layers to paint a picture of the atmosphere at the time. Pretty basic stuff at the end of the day. Yeah, those ice cores, yeah, they can drill really deep, get a lot of history from those ice cores. And they know when there's catastrophic events like big volcanoes and changes in atmospheric uh, composition, the CO2 and all that. They know when it changes and all that. How far those ice cores go back? I heard they go back at least 12,000 years. I mean, the data that they've collected goes back at least 12,000. Um, they don't go back forever because a lot of the ice has melted and then it comes back. Yeah. But they can tell there's a lot of CO2 nowadays, for sure. There's an unusual amount, but just plant more trees is one of the solutions. Let's see. Scott Lauer says, I might think different to some of you guys about stuff. Night, guys. All right, Scott, we'll see you. Ralph says, Gen Xers laugh at apocalypse. Yeah. Yeah. Don't be afraid to say your opinion, Scott. Yeah. Everyone, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Jesse says it's a real accomplishment when you make your own arrows, heat bending, etc. It's all part of the fun and learning process. Oh yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah. Um, unless you have to do a lot. I have fun doing these things unless I have to do a ton of them. Like if I have to straighten 20 arrows, it gets old. Mhm, mhm. Ed Gould says, I can't get tracking, Pat. You can't get tracking. What does that mean? I know you sent it. Yeah, I sent you the tracking number, but I guess you can't it doesn't work when you try to enter the tracking number into the post office site. You should be getting it tomorrow at the latest. I'll check for you. Dork People says, have a good night. Thanks for a question and answer. Oh, you're welcome. Ed Gould says, getting nothing. Yeah. Your package went out on Thursday, right? Friday, Saturday. Yeah, it should come in tomorrow. Or I mean, it should come in today, but mail to you seems to take a while. All right, more bids coming in. Yeah. All right. Yeah, if you have trouble with the tracking numbers, like Ed has trouble tracking or putting in tracking numbers, I guess on the post office website, just let me know and I'll send you the tracking information. I'll enter the number at the post office site, get their tracking number information and where it is, and then take a screenshot and I'll send you the screenshot. Killer Cork says, okay, wait, I missed some stuff. As for Corn says, I liked hearing Dan Pena's video where he talks about the scientist he met studying ice cores regarding climate change. Worth watching for the laugh. Ed Gould said, I never found that check from January. Yeah, it probably got lost in the mail. Yeah. Let's see. Killer Cork, finding this channel is a blessing. I have always wanted to make arrows since seeing Robin Prince of Thieves as a kid, and I just got into Flintknapping about a year ago, even though I haven't made anything yet. Waiting to get a shed. Yeah. Mike Tuff says, did they ever make a foreshafts out of bone or antler? Yes. And I actually have some museum examples, especially from the northwest or far west part of the country. Yeah. They did make foreshafts out of bone and antler. Both. Killer Cork says, anything yet? Waiting to get a shed. Yes. R. Snyder, it's that damn Pony Express, Ed. Yeah. The post office, I use the post office because it's just down the street from me. If I use UPS, I have to go to the next town over. It's 20 minutes away. And if I wanted to use FedEx, the price is double the post office. We do have a FedEx place here in town, but it costs way too much. Jesse says, I just got a nice steel cold rolled to try indirect on the tougher than woodpecker lips quartzite. Yeah. As for Corn says, USPS tracking feature has been all messed up all week. Oh, dang. That's not good. Roy Browski says he's late. Oh, dang. I've only got 2 minutes late. You just got here. Oh, well. Yep. Ask your questions quick then, if you've got one. Ed Gould says if it goes through Denver, yeah. Uh, yeah. I think yours does go through Denver, Ed. Jesse says, Patrick, you should be receiving the Osage stave very soon. All right, awesome. Let's see. S for Corn says, yeah, same. Kevin Costner got me into Native American everything in archery. And Whitney Houston Damn, Kevin, his skills know no bounds. Jesse says, I refurbish vintage golf clubs too and use pirate ship for the heavy packages. Saves me big bucks. You use pirate ship for heavy packages? I haven't heard of that one. Ralph says, Killer Cork, try looking for deer sheds at the Stony Creek Park. Killer Cork says, Mike Tuff's subbed awesome content. Oh, yes. Roy Browski. I will rewatch and I'll ask next time. I can't remember on top of my head. I got a cold. Oh, okay. Bill Taylor says, heading out. Talk to you guys later. Next time, hopefully. Yep. See you later. See you later, Bill. Mike says, Ralph Snyder also along fence rows. JF Bear, did you see my comment on the Big Ben ancient weapons find? Yeah, I saw the 2 comments that you made on the Big Ben's ancient weapons find. I gotta watch that video or look that up again. I only saw that briefly. Other than your comments, I saw your comments, but I also saw something in the news. Alan Cole says, thanks for the videos, Patrick. Good night, everybody. It's good morning for me, though. See you next time. It's good morning for you because you're going on night shift. Yeah. Jesse says, pirate ship still uses FedEx, UPS, and UPS, but for some reason it's just cheaper. Okay. I got to look into that. Jim Cooper says, I always found the Iowa farmer accent in medieval England to be funny in Robin Hood. Yeah, that's good. That would ruin it for me too. Jesse says, thought it might be worth mentioning as box of rocks are heavy. Yes. But we, as nappers, we usually use the flat rate boxes from the post office. But I need to look up pirate ship and see how that works. All right. Well, I'm going to end the live stream here. It's already 8. Well, it's 8:01 according to the computer. So I'm going to end. Everyone say good night. Yeah. All right. The next live stream is on Wednesday. I'll be napping. It's 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be napping something difficult. Yeah. That's what I'm doing on the live streams on Wednesdays now. I'm napping something difficult. Makes it more interesting, I hope. All right. Everybody have a good night. Peace. Thanks for participating. Thanks for all the comments. And I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything on the chat. All right. Everyone's saying good night. All right. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.